Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
I got him. Ready.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Travel.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
You don't want no problem with me.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
58-61, match box.
On second down now, Staley, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Let's go. 50, plant. Mike, hey, Delta.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! 58 for Mike. 58. 58 for Mike. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. Let's go. Let's hit this one. Go.
Looking to throw. Going up top. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On first down, Staley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On second down, Staley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. 60 or. Let's go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 50, the 40, 30. Sheds another past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to be the question that has to be answered. I don't know about you, but I'm skipping my flight. I'm going to the post-game press conference to find out what they were thinking.
Instead of playing conservative, they go through the air, and what a stunning turn of events. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the slant.
Ready?
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And they'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So we come upon halftime, intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Tackle made by K1 Short.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Let's go now. 18 Gators. Smooth.
58's the money. 58's the money.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one, and they're going to have a third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
54. I got him.
On third down, Stanley, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll keep it on the ground. Stanley trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on first down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here. In this situation, they stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
Brandon, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50, and they decide to go for it. As a former defender, I take that personally. I can't believe they let them pick that up. They should have swarmed the line of scrimmage and stuffed that one.
Not surprised, though, because they told us about the supreme confidence they had in the O-line, and they were able to get that yard. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ricky.
And again this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Set up. 90 Wolf.
54.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Mike, 54.
Ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Gun.
Check his mic. So don't say nothing. 95.
Greg.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton. Flush to his right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Hey, what's it? 180. 54. 80.
I'm coming after you.
Get it.
Back to throw, Newton. Under a heavy and down he goes. Tack McKinley with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Fights loose. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Check, 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 check.
They're going to look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, ready.
Mike 45.
Better bring it. You better eight. Let me know right now. You better bring it. Gun, gun. Hey, turn it up, turn it up.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Newton. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
20.
Throwing on third and long. Newton forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's taken on the 25. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 37-yard line.
On the ready.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Snap.
They'll run on first down. Staley. The 20. And all the way down to the 9. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
First and goal, a touchdown and a two-point conversion here are musts.
59, Mike is
Recon, 132 fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose one. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Yes.
Mike, check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Or he'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Now a give, right side. Staley. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. They're going to run this with a tight end. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
He's checking. Crash.
They'll try and run for it. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
That's it. 180.
Mike, 45. Here we go.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Newton going for the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Look at me, zipper.
Come to me, it's me.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
58, the money. Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Back to throw.
Come on, come get some.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. He's got Hooper on the short connection. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
You ain't going nowhere.
Now a run with McCaffrey. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
22, 22, eyes on 22.
Newton. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.